It'll change the situations that you're in. It'll change the people that are around you that come into your life. Everything will flow perfectly with perfect synchronicity.
Han meditations.
There's too many people in this world that are honestly scared to make mistakes. They're scared that people are going to laugh at them, that people are going to look at them in a certain way, that people aren't going to want to be around them. I don't really know exactly what the fear is. But number one, you shouldn't fear anything in this human realm. The only thing that you should fear is that you are scared, and then get rid of the fear and eliminate it completely. Because so many people need to realize the more you advance, the more mistakes you're going to make along the way. It's not just a straight path to wherever you're going. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to mess up. You're going to feel bad. And then you have to get past it. But even if you look at mistakes in a different way, if you change your paradigm of reality and stop thinking of things in a way that's negative, that is whenever you can use those mistakes to your advantage. It's all about using mistakes to your advantage, knowing and owning it and learning something from it and moving past it. Because, go ahead, Kelly.
I was going to say it's interesting that you say a lot of people are afraid to make mistakes, which I agree. But I think a lot of people hold on to mistakes for far past their expiration date. You know what I mean? Because mistakes at the end of the day are actions, and actions are energy, really important ones in this physical realm that we live in, because it's a physical reality. And the mistakes are supposed to transmute, right, into a different kind of energy, because it's not something we're supposed to hang on to and have shame about, you know, for years and years to come, and shame and guilt and affect our self-esteem. That's not what mistakes are meant to be. They're supposed to be learning tools so that we can learn something. It's really as simple as that. You made a mistake, now you know not to do that, and now you learned a better way to do it, whatever it is, you know, to do life. And it's just, we have to get out of this, of just feeling all this guilt and this shame and this heaviness and this deepness about mistakes, and just letting it drown us and consume us, you know. We got to start thinking lighter on our feet, and just stop thinking everything is so serious, because it's not. Because guess what? You're still going to wake up today, the night's going to go on, the sun's going to do its rotation, and tomorrow is still going to come and we're going to see the sunrise. And life as we know it is still going to go on, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Unless your life is gone. So life is still moving, so you got to keep moving, and you just got to keep getting better every day. And like Khan was saying, we have to change our paradigm about things, because you should question everything you think, you know, not like in a paranoid way, like, is this real? Am I this? Like, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
in a positive way, because a paradigm has been being put into us since we were infants here. And a lot of it is based off, you know, our family, you know, the way they thought was engraved into us. Our school system was engraved to us, our where we grew up, our town. Then we start going on the internet, our friends, things we find on the internet, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it all goes into what our belief system is. Sometimes it's not a good one. Sometimes it's not true. We live in this world where we can just flat out believe in delusions our entire life, right? And it's because what we think is what reality is going to be, either way.
Absolutely, Kelly. Because your mind controls your reality, and people don't understand that. Every thought that you think is important. And the only way to control your subconscious mind and what is going on in your subconscious mind is by listening to positive information, positive messages like the ones that we're spreading on this channel. Whenever we're talking motivation, we're talking positivity, we're talking God, we're talking light, we're talking about things that people need to hear about. People need to hear this information on a daily basis, not just sometimes, not just a little bit, on a daily basis, because that is how you're going to grow your mind. That is how you're going to grow your body and grow your spirit as a whole, because this life is truly a test. This life is truly a journey in which we are trying to progress to the next level. How can we progress to the next level if we don't have love in our heart? How can we progress to the next level if we're angry at our family members, if we're angry at people we've never met, if we're angry at celebrities, if we even care about what celebrities are doing, if we're looking at them on a pedestal like they are gods or they are deities? These are human beings. These are normal people, and people should not be looking at other people like they are special. We are all creations of God, so start acting like it, start walking like it in your everyday life, knowing that God created you, knowing that God is within you once you let God in. Once you start doing that, and once you hold that power within you, you become unstoppable once you walk with God. And people need to understand that. Have that vibration within you. Know that you are a divine creation from a divine being that is outside of space and time, that cannot be contained, that is unmatched, unrivaled in any form of existence. This is your creator. This is who made you who you are. And once you realize that, once you walk as if you already know that, once you truly become that being that you know that you are on a daily basis, every single day, knowing it from within you to your core, this will change your reality, and it'll change how people view you. It'll change the situations that you're in. It'll change the people that are around you that come into your life. Everything will flow perfectly with perfect synchronicity. And this is something that people need to understand. They need to cherish it. They need to believe it. They need to know it, and they need to feel it on a daily basis to know that it is true. And if you ever forget, put on this video and listen to it again 100 times, 200 times until you realize who and what you are.
Wow, Han, like, can we just get a mic drop right there?
No, that's not how this works, Kelly.
Oh.
You need to speak now. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm going to slam my mic to the ground for a mic drop. Yeah, that was really good. I think you were just channeling your higher mind. It sounded like it. But yeah, so it's interesting because few days ago or something, I was on Instagram and I saw this girl and she was just like repeating affirmations. And sometimes, honestly, those can be hit or miss. Sometimes I think they can get kind of corny, to be honest with you. But
for sure.
I was watching it, and towards the end, she said like an affirmation that I never really thought of thinking in that way before. My paradigm never let me go there. And she said, it was just something along the lines of, like, I love my mistakes. I love the rate and at which I make mistakes and all this stuff. And I'm like, wow, what an incredible way to think about mistakes. And so I saved it because I liked that. And then we had a friend like the next day or something who was saying she made a mistake and she was kind of getting down about it. And we wanted to give her advice. And then I thought about the video, and so I was like, I'm going to send it to you. And then I started repeating what she said. And then it made me kind of start going on my own little rant as I started talking about it more, kind of like Han just did. And I started thinking like, yeah, it's so true. Like, why can't we just, every time we make a mistake, think, wow, like, I'm so grateful I just made that mistake, because it shows that I'm learning. I'm not done yet. I literally came here to learn and become a better version of myself all the way until the end, because we can never stop becoming better and better and brighter lights and, helping more and more people, becoming better versions of ourselves, etc. So I'm like, wow, I'm still making mistakes. You know what I mean? Like, cool, I made one. That's a sign that I'm on the right path. I'm still growing. I'm still learning. Wow, great opportunity to grow even more. It's like, if we should be thinking, like, if I'm not making mistakes, like, I'm not doing something right, because it's like, I'm supposed to be growing and learning, but I already, there's nothing else to do. There's nothing else to learn. And I'm only this young. What?
You're right, Kelly. Because if you're not making mistakes, you're not growing, because you're not trying hard enough. You're not thinking big enough. You're not making leaps that are large enough if you're not growing and making mistakes, because you have to be doing something that you've never done. You have to want to do something that you've never done before. And to get something you've never done, you have to do something that you've never done. You have to think something you've never done. You have to become someone you've never become. Mm-hmm. So you have to actually become that person. You have to become that thing. You have to do that thing, and you have to do it every day. Not just a little bit, not just sometimes, not just part-time, not when I feel like it, not whenever I want to do it, but sometimes I don't feel like it. So no, every day, all day, constantly, in all realms of reality, you have to become that thing. You have to do that thing, and you have to become that person. And once you become that person, once you do that thing, then people will look up to you. Then you will become the example. It doesn't matter if you're even starting a YouTube, if you feel like your calling is to talk or not talk, it doesn't matter. Your calling is to follow God and to fulfill your purpose and to live in your purpose and to be your highest version of yourself. Because once you're your highest version of yourself, then other people will look at you as the example, whether you know it or not. It doesn't matter. Whether you know it or not, people will see you as the example, and then people will look up to you and understand what you're doing and respect what you're doing.
For sure. Absolutely. So keep making those mistakes and have fun, because you make a lot of mistakes. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's right, because you have to have fun with it. You have to be light about it. You have to have an expansive mindset whenever you're making these mistakes, because you can't just think of it in a negative way. Oh, I messed up. Have fun with it.
Right. I mean, think about, sorry, I can't think of his name right now, who made the light bulb. Thomas Edison. Like, they say it took over 100 or 1,000 times or something crazy for him to finally get there. And you think each time he was getting upset about it? No, like, if you want to make things that big happen in life, that is the kind of mindset and attitude you need to have about mistakes, because he can very well see all of those as mistakes, but really they're just, it's just an opportunity to get closer to the right thing. And sometimes, there's infinite realities in this world that we live in, and they're all existing simultaneously. And we can all go to that reality, a certain reality that we want, in many different ways. But sometimes the best way to get to that reality is through a mistake. So it can be like, okay, boom, that one's done, out of the way, that doesn't work. And now I'm automatically closer to what is right, because that's a beautiful thing. That's a huge opportunity. We need to see it like that. If something automatically brings you closer to the right thing, which is what a mistake is, it proves that way is not right. So we're therefore closer to the right. That's a beautiful thing. It's a blessing. And we have to see it that way.
You're absolutely right, Kelly. And that's completely beautiful. I love that so much. And guys, we're going to be making more content like this, because we have voices that need to be heard. People need this information in their brain, in their mind, because we truly feel like people are running out of time, and we have to give people the resources and the information that they need. And we feel called by God to do this. So every action we take is going to be within the realm of God. It's going to be while walking with God. So thank you, everybody that's been donating. We appreciate you guys so much. We love you all. We know that everyone that watches this channel respects and loves God, and that is the kind of people that we want watching our channel. So thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you in the next video.